People always say, you don't show the back. Now she is. Look at her go. Look at her go. So did you know that the butterfly haircut trend can transform your hair and boost your confidence in just a few easy steps? Today, I'm going to be diving into how to cut the butterfly haircut, a trendy style that adds volume, dimension to your hair. So many people struggle with finding the right haircut that suits their face shape and enhances their natural beauty. So we're going to get straight into the section pattern. If you don't want to watch the section pattern, you can click here because that will take you straight to the haircut. But I do really think you should stick around and watch the section pattern, because once you understand the section pattern, your imagination, creativity can run free. So when it comes to my section patterns, it wouldn't be my section patterns if there wasn't a ponytail. The ponytail is literally here just to keep the hair out of the way. We are working from the front. Let's start from the front. So you can see there, we've got two sections through there, and they work 3 inches back into the hairline and then straight diagonal to just on top of the back of the ear through there. It's like that breaks off those two front pieces. We've then got this section through here, which we come back 2 inches, and then we come around this top section here, which I'll talk about in a minute, and then we come diagonal again behind the ear. So that gives us two sections through here. We've then got this round section on top. This is basically a safety blanket. When it comes to doing a long layered haircut, you want to be creating length for one, but also when it comes to cutting these and all of this under here, this could be shorter, giving the hair scaffolding. Scaffolding will give the hair volume and movement. And also when that falls over, that's going to be longer. So then we can start to customize it once it's dry, and then we can get the styling process in, and then we've got this year's and next year's biggest butterfly haircut trend. Let's get into the haircut. Right, so where we're going to start first is we're going to start in this panel just here. And again, if you want to pick up any of my gear, scissors, combs, clips, hairdryer, straighteners, tongs, it's all down in the description below. You can pick it up with discount codes as well. So let's start with this section just here. When it comes to butterfly haircuts, you want it to be very floaty around the front, maybe a little bit longer layers through the back. You don't want it to be quite as short through the back, because that's more going into like a shag and a wolf cut. So what we want to do is we want to be connecting the back here to the front, and we want to take a diagonal section through here, and I know what you're going to say, wearing a black t-shirt. The reason I wear black t-shirts is because I've just been to the hair salon that I work in, and I come straight here and film some videos. Right, so we are basically following so let's get our first section ready. So I'll spin it here so you can see where I'm going to be working from. And all I'm going to do, that section through there, I'm just going to follow that line. And that's basically going to be a bit of a guide when it comes to working from here. And then where that section is here, I'm going to elevate this up. So this is coming straight up from the head, just so you can see there. That's coming straight up, but I'm coming to meet that line. And that's how much I'm going to be taking off. So you can see the hair traveling forward slightly over that section there. And it's important that you see that, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to follow, let me just pop that down there. I'm going to follow that line again. And this is still going to be brought up to the ceiling. It's going to be pushed up again and over to that guideline. And it is just on top of this section just there. And what we're going to be doing is because the head is higher here and lower here, going to be creating shortness into length. So again, the next section, straight up. And this is what I'm going to do exactly the same on this opposite side. So the haircut is completely mirrored through there. So you can see we're still pushing forward. And then let's take our last section here. Just there. Making sure we're maintaining the same angle there. Completely done. Right, top tip for you as well if you're a hairdresser. I get fed up of seeing hairdressers put in this sort of really strong shape and everything, and then when it comes to where they're going to be cutting it, this is where you should be cutting it from there, not dropping it down here and cutting here. You should be maintaining where you're cutting it from and cut it up there, because we're layering at the minute. It's above 90 degrees and we're layering. As soon as you drop it below 90 degrees, we're in graduation. Graduation builds weight. So you're not layering, you're creating weight in the haircut. Creating softness, creating weight. So, for all you people out there as well, when it comes to ponytails and understanding that side of things, I always elevate and I'll hold a ponytail there, cut it. I won't grab a ponytail and then cut it down here. Top tip. Top tip. Right. So what you can see now, see the shortness in there, it just gets progressively longer. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. When it comes to a guideline as well, what we'll do is we'll pinch a little bit of that other side. So I'm just going to get my first section. I'm then going to steal a bit of that side. I'm then going to push up to the same place we did on the other side. My guide now there, let's move out of the way. So I've got a guide just there, which has come from this side. So I know my lengths are going to be balanced. Next section. And what this will achieve is when you are over directing, pushing forward, elevating, you're creating softness and you're maintaining length. So as long as you are doing those two things, you're going to get the haircut that you want, but also the client wants. Pushing forward again, making sure we're in the same position, looking for my guide. Let's pick up that last section. So how quick is this? This is such a quick and simple way to start creating a butterfly haircut. There, making sure we are there. And you can see I'm point cutting because butterfly haircuts are all about softness and flowing, and this will take away, it won't completely take away refining, but what it will do is it will just soften off the haircut, so I haven't got to do as much refining. Right, let's get onto this back section now. So that's basically those side sections done until we start to refine. Now we're going to pull the ponytail out, or the bobble, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal a bit of this side that we just cut, and that's now going to act as our guide through the back section. So I'm going to pull down through there, and just for purposes of showing you, I would normally be standing behind the head, but we're going to bring up to the ceiling, so straight up. I need a bit more of a guide because I can't see it. I didn't take enough hair. That's also another top tip. If you are trying to find your guide and you can't see it, just take a bit more hair. there's my guide just there. Now that wants to be coming straight up, and I'm just angling my fingers slightly because I want to be cutting. I want it to be shorter in here than the perimeter. So now we've got a guide from our newly cut section. I'm going to take another section, and talking about that circle on top of the head just gives us a really good idea of us just working around the head rather than working in any sort of like square sectioning pattern or anything like that. So let's just move that to there, and then this is just going to be elevated again. There's the guide, making sure we're square, and point cut. Let's take that as our guide now. Come back into this back section. Oh. This hair is drying out super quick because of all the lights. Again, you can see my guide. Not much hair there. I thought I took quite a big section there, but obviously didn't. Again, see how I'm just working around the back of this head, straight up to the ceiling. God, this mannequin has got hardly any hair coming off. So we know this is going to be a really nice long layered haircut. And you could see how much I took off at the front. Took off quite a lot. So don't be scared when it comes to taking off quite a bit, because when it comes to the back of the head, you're normally not taking off too much unless you go radically short. Right. Again, straight up, find my guide, and then I'm just going to pull in a little bit of that side from the previous section through there, because what that will do is when it meets, it's just going to be like, we don't need to cross check, because if that meets to here perfectly, then we know that our haircut's completely balanced and our layers are balanced. Straight up to the ceiling. Yeah, perfect. There we go. That's that back section done. Now we're going to start working on the front two sections. So we're just going to get rid of this hair that was on these side sections. And I'm going to use these clips that I've got in here just to keep it out of the way, because I don't want it to get in the way of what we're going to be taking off. So you can see that section's still there. There. And then let's just clip that out of the way there. Now, we've got this. This is going to be where we can really customize the front. And when it comes to what we're going to be keeping rather than losing, because the butterfly haircut is still very long, and what I want to do is I want to take a middle section through both of these sides through here, and I don't want to go too short with it, but we want to go short enough. So if I just actually grab a piece of this section through this back here, just to show you, you can see that's there and then through there. So you could, even if you wanted to, you could use that as a bit of a guide. So there it is there, just at my thumb. So it would take off all of this. So there it is there. And when that falls, it'll be at the neck. So I'm actually going to use that as a guide, because I don't want to go too short. I don't want to come up into here because I think it look a little bit like wolf cut. I want it to be round here. So we're going to pull out that guide. So I just want to show you this from the side profile as well there. And so you can see the guide there, that's from the back, that is where my comb is now. Just there. We're still elevating forward, but further forward than the back. So what it's going to mean is we're going to be creating a bit more. So what you can see is through here, there is the guide that my comb's just got to. Bring my fingers to it, and we've really elevated forward because we can create a bit more shape, but also take a bit more length off. Now I'll just come through this side so you can see all of these sections are going to come up right to the middle to meet that point just there. And again, I'm point cutting to create softness, but I'm still putting in a blunt line, but it's just a lot softer. Okay, we're going to bring this hair up, and when we get onto this side, I'll show you how where we elevate to. So we've got a really nice strong guide in there. You can see this hair is being pulled up to the center. I'll show you that now. So let's get her straightened up. There. So we're in that middle. There we go. So what you're going to see now, you're going to see it progressively get longer. Flick that over to there. Through there. So there's the shortness. And we'll do exactly the same on this side. And there we go. So completely balanced. You can see from how it's the same length through the middle and then just gets longer towards the edges to create that butterfly look that we're going for. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take out all of the clips that we've got. We've only got 2 more, and we're just going to dry this underneath. I've just taken all the clips out of the underneath. You can already see that shape taking place through there. So shortness through here, and it gets progressively longer towards the perimeter. Now that is what we're going for. So I'm just going to get this dry, and then we're going to take this top section out and then have that veil over, but we're also going to be doing some refining. So let me get it dried and join me back once we're starting our refining. So I'm taking all the clips out now, and I've just brushed it through just to detangle. We're now going to dry it. We're then going to refine the underneath, and then we're going to take the top section out, dry that over the top, which is going to be longer than what's already here, and then we're going to visually connect it. So I'm going to get this dried, and then we'll jump straight into the refining process. So that's the head, mannequin, model, client, all blow dried, not straightened or anything, but I just wanted to show you it raw. You can see this is very wispy, so we are going to take off some of this length, but you can also see where this is starting to fall. Shortest piece is just above the neck. That's sort of like the neckline of the mannequin. When we come to refine, that's where we can put a little bit more shape in. We don't want to be taking length away. We are from here, but we don't want to be taking length away really from this front. But as soon as we start to loosen that up, because you can see it's sitting very heavy. As soon as we start to loosen that up, you can get a lot more flowy, a lot more butterfly-like. And then we're going to take off this top section, which is the circle section on the top. Let that fall over, blow dry it, and then connect. And I can't wait to bring you the finished result. So I'm going to get into refining, and then we're going to get into the end result. The reason I've lifted the mannequin up this high is because I want it to be pretty much eye level. Because if you're working up here, say, you're cutting down, you could be creating loads of graduation underneath that you can't see. But if you're eye level, you get to see the whole shape come together. Take off those little bits. And there we go. So a much stronger shape just there. Now we're going to start the refining process. So a top tip for when refining hair, a lot of people think, how don't you cut yourself when you're like this? So when you're like this and refining, how do you not cut yourself? I cut on the way out. I don't cut on the way in. That is how I don't cut myself. So I'm just getting my scissors like this and not close the blade, but I'm just going to work down that hair shaft like that, taking off around about half a comb. So then I know it's connected. But here we go. Here is the finished result with it waved. The GHD waver, I think it's the classic wave, is just beautiful. Look at the shine it gives. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to rake it through, but you can see why people show you butterfly haircuts, shag haircuts, wolf haircuts, wavy or curly, because it just brings out the shape so much more. And you can see that the lengths here that we actually cut it to, we cut it to here, and look at how much that's popped up. That's also another reason why we're keeping butterfly haircuts longer, because people wear them a bit more like this, so then they can throw it back and have that beautiful sort of butterfly shape to it. So I'm going to brush this out, or should I shake it out? Let's shake it out. Just a little shake. So first of all, look at it. I love it. Just a little shake. And there we go. There is the butterfly. Nice and wavy. Just drag it through a little bit. Let's let her down a little bit. She's a bit tall, isn't she? Fingers and thumbs in there just to create a little bit of dishevelment. And there we go. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Don't forget to thumb up. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button. Please share the video as well. If you've got a student hairdresser who's struggling with butterfly cuts, long layers, this is it. So, little twist, little shake for you, little spin is what I mean. People always say, you don't show the back. Now she is. Look at her go. Look at her go. Lovely. So that is a long layer butterfly haircut. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see next. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you on the next video.